Our military strength depends on equipping our forces with cognitive agility, creativity, and resilience. But fitness training from the neck up is virtually non-existent.
I used to tell people that just because you go off to war doesn't mean that everybody comes back broken, but it does mean that everybody comes back changed. So for the past 10 years or so, I've been exposed to the simple tools that leverage optimal brain function in ways that can help all the service members and their spouses as well. And I've come to realize that how we deal with our brains may be the single most important thing we do to tackle and what we have to tackle for the next generation. And frankly, nothing is more important to life than brain performance.
For me, I think it's being able to show up every single day and thrive, regardless of what's going on in your life.
So what is left of boom? Well, boom is when the explosion happens. And if you're right of boom, you're dealing with the consequences of the explosion. You don't want to be there. You want to be left of boom because you have prevented that from happening.
From my professional experience, what I've seen being a differentiator is that the SMART program is teaching a top-down, strategy-based training program, strengthening executive function, which strengthens our frontal networks, which is the CEO of our brain.
Executive choices, high-level decisions, rational thinking, all of these things are critical in operational decision-making circumstances. Finally, you have to think about your emotional intelligence. It's not just about IQ, it's also about EQ. And here, sleep matters enormously. Sleep is essential to reset your prefrontal cortex. Sleep is your emotional first aid. Sleep is mental health.
I used to have this mindset of like, I need to stay sharp and I keep my blade sharp. And I don't think that way anymore. Again, it comes to why settle. I don't want to settle for just having my blade sharp all the time. How do I make it sharper? How do I make it more surgical? I don't want to just maintain. I want it to be better.
The agency that the Brain Health Index and the SMART training give to military folks is incredibly important because it does give them a big measure of control over their brain's outcomes.
I went through a traumatic event and was diagnosed with a traumatic brain injury and post-traumatic stress and anxiety and depression and all these things that led to a lot of different other things. And my perspective is that I actually have more power over me than I thought. And my wellness is ultimately up to me, mentally, emotionally, and otherwise. And so going through the training really helped me see that and understand that I have a lot more power over me than I thought I did. And the outcomes ultimately are up to me.
The Brain Health Project is the largest longitudinal study of holistic brain health in history. It is several orders of magnitude larger than the Framingham study that famously revolutionized heart health worldwide.
If you were to get single issue boots one time, how do you take care of those boots? You take the best care of those boots. You make sure that if the tread is wearing down, that you do things to preserve. You make sure that they are shined. You make sure that they are worn. You make sure that they are whole. You make sure that the laces are there. You make sure that, and you replace, you kind of, you get them tuned up when you need to. And people just don't think about their brains like that right now. They only think about their brains when something happens to it.
Our science-backed brain training protocols have shown significant results in a wide range of healthy participants from the general population, as well as military, veterans, and law enforcement.
The most important pillar was going to be this cognitive problem-solving piece, because that's what we really are known for, is solving complex problems on a battlefield in high-stress situations where if you get it wrong, people die. And we can't ever afford to get it wrong.
Our goal in the next couple of years is that it becomes a program of record for the special operations community. And I think in doing so, we'll achieve three very distinct things. One, we're going to increase the performance of everybody by a dramatic amount. Number two, we're going to make them much more resilient against injury, which has been proven in many of the studies done here at the center. And 2B is that they'll regenerate from those injuries when they do happen much faster. And then 3, we're going to holistically improve the health of the entire force. So reductions in anxiety, stress, depression. Just imagine if you create a warfighting force that at each individual level is 20% smarter or healthier, whatever metric you want to use. What's the aggregate effect, the cumulative effect of that on the entire force? And it's beyond exponential. It's almost infinite.
The only barriers to access or entry for brain health and taking care of your brain health is really you. There's only one you in the whole universe. You only have one brain.